It happens out of nowhere.
5 teenagers threw rocks on the highway, and a father lost his life because of it. Yet they were sentenced to less than 3 years in prison. In October 2017, in Michigan, 32-year-old Kenneth White was the victim of a fatal attack. A 6-pound rock was thrown from a height and hit the vehicle Kenneth was traveling in. At the time, he was on his way to Vienna Township with his family, but the deadly rock appeared out of nowhere and smashed through the car window, striking Kenneth in the passenger seat. He suffered severe head injuries and, tragically, died shortly after from the severity of the wounds. What's even more shocking is that the 5 teenagers involved seemed to treat the whole thing as a prank. They threw rocks at passing cars, enjoying the thrill of hitting their target. They even turned it into a competition, seeing who could hit more cars. The vehicles that were hit suffered varying degrees of damage, but the drivers and passengers could do nothing but feel helpless. After the incident, these teenagers didn't flee the scene. Instead, they went to a local fast food restaurant to have dinner. Afterward, they agreed to keep silent, thinking that if everyone stayed quiet, the police wouldn't catch them. But surveillance footage clearly captured their actions, and soon after, arrest warrants were issued for the 5. Despite facing second-degree murder charges, the teens weren't immediately arrested. Instead, they were told to turn themselves in by the end of the day. What's most infuriating is that these teenagers were sentenced to less than 3 years in prison and were even allowed to apply for bail. This is not what was promised at the beginning. The court had initially stated they would be treated as adults and given the harshest penalties, but in the end, they were tried as juveniles and, after allegedly turning themselves in, their charges were reduced from second-degree murder to manslaughter. From start to finish, these 5 teenagers showed no remorse for their actions, and certainly not for the victim or his family. Many people believe these teenagers should have received a far harsher punishment rather than being handed a light sentence. This is not justice. What do you think? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.